Hello, this is Matt Gruen with the second of two videos which demonstrate Hedvig's integration and functionality with the Docker platform. We'll be demonstrating this at the DockerCon 16 event in Seattle. In the first video, we saw how Docker integration allows for the creation, management, deletion of Docker volumes on Hedvig virtual disks. In this example, we'll show data persistence. I'll explain how we're going to do that through the use of several containers. In particular, I'm in a directory now. It's got a Docker Compose YAML file, and I'm going to go ahead and get that started and then explain what we're demonstrating here. So in that YAML file, we have definitions for two containers. We have WordPress, which is running on top of MySQL. And so what we'll do is we'll get these containers started. We will view a WordPress page. We'll edit that page. We'll then destroy the containers, restart them, and see that the data has persisted across that series of unfortunate events, as it were. Here we are on the universal control plane, and we'll look at the containers. We'll see that both are going. In particular, let's drill into the WordPress, and I'm looking at the log file. The reason I'm looking for the logs to start is you can see that this particular container has a sleep of 60 seconds defined in its YAML definition. These were containers we pulled right out of Docker Hub, unmodified, so want to allow for it to take place, and we can see that through the log it has started. Let's go down into the details. And in the details, and we'll talk about the Hedvig integration a little more in a moment, but we see that it's running and exposed on this port. Let's take that. Let's go over here where we're conveniently showing an ability for you to download a book we have and we'll have available at DockerCon on Hyperscale Storage for Dummies. And we'll now go and access the site. And here we have our site where we'll be asking folks, what do you expect from modern storage on Docker? And you'll see that this Def Docker demoer indicated flexibility. But let's suppose that someone else came up and they said, you know, what I'm really looking for is pizzazz. And maybe that's a marketing maven that's asked for that. So we'll go ahead and put that in, and we'll update it. We'll update that information. We can go back to our site and see that it's there. And now let's come over to the control plane, and let's unceremoniously not just stop the containers, but we're just going to remove them without stopping them first. So we've killed them, they've come out with an error, and they're not there. And in particular, if we go to the site and refresh it, we see that it's not found, of course. So let's go ahead and now, imagining that the crack operation team has discovered that, they start Docker up, or maybe they're using some technology that monitors these sites and the containers on them and restarts it as well. So it's restarting again. I want to point out that there are two volumes. There's a volume that the WordPress is using. We have that as HVOL2, and HVOL1 is being used by MySQL. If we go over to the Hedvig GUI and look through our virtual disk management, we'll see that those two are out there on the Hedvig disk. We can also come over, as we showed in the last video, and if we go to volumes, we can see that those two are defined in the Docker arena and using the Hedvig driver. So the volumes are there, in fact. Let's go back, check on our containers. They are going. Let's go look at WordPress, and in particular, see if it started, and it has. We'll refresh this again, and there we have it. And we still have that pizzazz that Eric was looking for. That's a quick demo of data persistence. We'd love to talk to you more about everything that the Hedvig distributed storage platform can do, whether that's at DockerCon or in person or over the phone by contacting Hedvig directly at hedviginc.com. Thanks for listening.